Hi ladies, welcome to your prenatal yoga practice. You may need a blanket or a cushion or a block if you have one handy, and you also might like to put on some relaxing music in the background. So we're going to begin today's practice in a nice comfortable seat. So again, if you would like to use a cushion, you can place it underneath the sit bones just to create that bit of space into the hips. And coming into that nice cross-legged position, growing tall out of your seat. Nice tall spine. We'll begin to close the eyes or have the gaze soft. We're just taking a moment to come to stillness, to check in with ourselves, how we may be feeling, but also to check in with our breath. How am I breathing today? Where am I breathing from? Noticing the quality of your breath. Lovely. And from here, I'm going to just palm the hands together in front of the chest and place the warm energy of the eye sockets and forehead. We'll take a breath in through the nose, feel the expansiveness across the front body, and then exhale, open mouth, side out. Really lengthen the exhale here. Feel that sense of letting go. 2 more. Breathing in, filling the lungs with that nourishing breath, and then on the out breath, just completely relaxing, letting go. 1 more. Nice deepened inhale, and then open mouth, releasing the breath slow and steadily out through the mouth. Releasing the hands. We're going to gently flicker the eyes open. We're going to begin with the 4-8 breathing technique. So anytime we lengthen the breath, we are bringing relaxation to our nervous system, therefore keeping our baby nice and calm. So if you want to bring your hands to your baby for a moment and just send some breath hugs to your baby. Embracing this bond that the two of you share. And it's really special because it's just the two of you. So focusing as you go from inhale to exhale, moving from expansion to that gentle contraction. And then when you're ready, you can keep maybe one hand to your baby, and we're going to use our index finger and place it just below the bridge of our nose and above our upper lip. And this space here is called the philtrum. And if you apply gentle pressure to this area as you exhale, it's just really good if you're experiencing contractions. It's that little distraction from that sensation, and just activates that calming response. So when you're ready, we're going to breathe in through our nose for the count of 4 and exhale out through our nose for the count of 8 while applying pressure to your philtrum. So when you're ready, so this is our philtrum here. When you're ready, you're going to take a breath in to prepare, and then a breath out through the nose, and then we'll begin for 6 rounds. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in, hovering the finger over your philtrum, and then release the breath out through both nostrils as you press down on that philtrum. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Apply that gentle pressure for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And do the last one at your own pace. And releasing this breath. And you can do as many as you like, just until you reach that grounding, calming state. Just take a moment to notice how you feel after this gentle breath work. And then gently flicker the eyes open. We're going to begin with our seated sequence. So when you're ready, on the in-breath, reaching up, finding that exhale, right hand down, left arm up and over the ear. Gaze past the left armpit and try to think of drawing that left shoulder blade back. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, left hand down, right arm up and over. Drawing that right shoulder blade back, gazing past the right armpit. So just moving dynamically now. Working with your breath. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale. Nice lateral stretch. Breathing into the side body. And we're breathing into those intercostal muscles, which help us to breathe deeply. And we're creating space for baby in the side body here. Lovely. One more. Fabulous. From here, we're going to bring our hands to our knees, and on an in-breath, we're just going to bring the chest forward, and on an out-breath, we're going to round through the spine. Remember that movement from the sit bones, the pelvis. Inhale, chest, heart shines forward. Exhale, rounding through your spine. This cat back. Inhale to come forward. Grounding through those sit bones. Exhale, moving back. Let's move into our Sufi circles now. So getting into the hips, easing out, warming up the spine, moving in the opposite direction. Lovely. And from here you can crisscross the legs in the opposite direction, and we're just going to reach as far forward as we can. Coming into that nice forward fold as you hinge forward from the hips. Breathing in. As you tuck your chin towards the chest a little more, you'll feel a stretch in the back of the neck. And you might like to experiment with drawing the chin over towards the right shoulder and over towards the left. Lovely. Sliding hands back up. And we're going to come over onto all fours. So find that nice hands and knees position. So shoulders over the wrists, knees underneath the hips. And we're going to bring the toes flat to the floor now. We're going to think of sending the tailbone back to the back of the room, and crown of the head comes forward. From here, we're going to do our cat neutral. So inhale, gaze between the hands, find that nice neutral spine. Exhale, drop the belly, lift the head, flare those sit bones apart. Inhale, neutral spine, head is in line with the spine. Exhale, press the floor away, draw the chin towards the chest and tuck the tailbone under. Inhale. Nice neutral spine. Really think of drawing those shoulder blades together. Keep the gaze down. Exhale. Rounding, gazing at your baby. Tucking that tailbone under. Lovely. Coming back to neutral, tuck those toes. And we're just going to walk or lean back, the sit bones back to the heels. And find that nice toe stretch. Toe squat. You can walk the hands back, maybe roll out the wrists in one direction and then the other. Lovely. And a nice option is to reach the arms out, give yourself a hug, right arm over the left, and just drop right ear to right shoulder. Breathing into the left side of your neck. So we're stretching into the upper and lower body. The feet are a firm foundation for all activities. Inhale, head comes back to center. Open the arms out wide. Cross left arm over right, hands to shoulders. And then slowly drop left ear to left shoulder. If you need to release the toes down, you can. Just taking some conscious breaths here. In through the nose, out through the nose. Release the arms out wide. Come into that tabletop position once again. If you need to tap out those toes, you can. We're going to come into our arm sequence now. So just bringing the sit bones back to the heels. We're going to sweep that right arm back. Reach it forward and come into your tabletop position once again. Sliding the hand back. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, coming forward. One more. As if you were splashing water and then coming back. Let's reverse the motion. Inhale, we're bringing the sit bones back to the heels as we open that right arm out. Sliding forward to your tabletop. Keeping that head and neck in line with the spine. So you can follow the right fingertips as you circle around. Inhale, reaching up to the sky. Exhale, leaning back and sliding forward. Lovely. This time, we're reaching the right arm up towards the sky. And as you exhale, threading that right arm underneath the left. You can use a cushion if you need to support the head and neck. And if you wish, you can slide that left hand up towards the top left corner of your mat. If you feel that you would like some deeper sensation, it's really nice to sweep the left arm behind you, resting the back of the left hand on the lumbar spine. Maybe the left fingertips come to the right hip crease. And just making sure that in this shape, your hips are directly above your knees. So just choosing your own variation, whatever suits you and your body and your baby today. And notice where you feel the breath in and where you feel sensation on the breath out. Last breath here. And then if you're in that bind, you can unravel. If your hand is up towards the top of your mat, sliding it back in front of the face, wrist underneath the shoulder, and open that right arm out towards the sky and then releasing down. Here we might wag the tail, so shifting the hips to the left, gazing over the right, and vice versa. So just tuning into your body. And one side might feel a little different to the other, and then coming back to that neutral position. So let's move with our tabletop flow. Inhale. We're going to sweep the left hand back. And the sit bones back, and then reaching forward and coming back to your neutral tabletop. Inhale, sit bones to heels, guide the left fingertips back and then forward. One more in this direction. Gaze following the fingertips. Lovely. Let's work in the opposite direction. Inhale, reaching forward. Externally rotate that arm as you come back, and then as if you were touching water as you come forward. Just making it nice and fluid, connecting breath with movement, and then when you come back to that neutral position, I'm going to reach the left arm out, open out to the left, up, and then thread the left arm underneath the right. So finding that comfortable position in your thread the needle shape. Right hand can stay where it is. Left palm is facing up towards the sky. If you want deeper sensation, you can extend that right hand up towards the top of your mat. Again, if you need to support the head and neck, you can. A nice option here to come into your bind. Bending at the elbow, resting the back of the forearm or the hand onto your lumbar spine. And maybe closing down the eyes or lowering your gaze to the tip of the nose, focusing on your breath. So staying connected to your breath in this shape. Lovely. 2 more conscious breaths here. Fabulous. And if you're in that bind, you can unravel now. Extend the right hand up towards the top of your mat. And slide that right hand down beside, in front of the face. Press into that right palm. Lift the left hand, open it out to the side. And release the left hand down. Well done. From here, you might come into your nice circlings. Circling with the wrists. And then moving in the opposite direction. Lovely. Tucking the toes under, walking the hands forward slightly so they pass the shoulders. We're going to press into the hands and feet to lift our hips high to the sky for our first downward facing dog. And you might like to just breathe in stillness here, into stillness here as you gaze at your baby bump. Head between the arms, and you might like to walk out the feet. Lowering one heel down at a time, walking our dog. Really getting into the backs of the legs here. You may be experiencing calf cramps. So this is a really nice exercise to do to bring awareness to these parts of our bodies. Lovely. Then from our downward facing dog, I'm just going to sway the hips from side to side. So pressing into the pads of the fingers and thumbs, upper body, nice and stable. And then releasing to the knees. I'm going to step the right foot forward between the hands. And if you need to pad the back knee, you can. So we're coming into our low lunge here. So bringing hands to the right, top of the right thigh, and just breathing here. Right knee over right ankle, finding that nice alignment as you slide the left knee back, supporting yourself with a rolled up blanket or a cushion underneath to pad that knee, finding your support. Lovely. Breathing in and out. Gaze is forward, finding length on the in-breath and pressing into that right foot, all 4 corners on the out-breath. Lovely. Inhale, reaching both arms up. As you sink the hips low, we're going to exhale, bring the hands down. Straighten that front leg, ground through the heel, toes to sky. So we're going to move like that. Inhale, low lunge, sweep those arms up. Exhale, sweep the arms down, hands either side of the foot. Straighten the front leg, hinging from the hips, bowing down to your own degree. 1 more. So lizard lunge is a lovely birth preparation pose. And you can heel toe that foot out towards the side. And you can stay here with the hands, or you might like to release to the forearms. You might like to have a cushion as you lower the forearms down. Coming into our baby lizard, really opening up into the hips here. So you can go as wide as you can, maybe the foot comes off the mat. Really surrendering to gravity here, feeling sensation into the left hip flexor Lovely. Walk, heel toe that right foot in. And we're going to come back to your tabletop position and then back to your downward facing dog. Walk it out or sway the hips. You can bring your feet wider if you need to. Any swaying or rocking motion is really lovely. Calming for you and your baby. Lowering to the knees, stepping left foot forward this time. Again, supporting yourself in your shape. Knee stacked over ankle, front knee over ankle. Sliding that right knee back. Bringing hands to the top of the thighs and focus on drawing those shoulder blades together as you lift from the crown of the head. Breathing into that right hip flexor and psoas muscle, which again helps us to breathe deeply, functionally. So in and out through our nose. We're breathing lightly, deeply from the belly. And slowly. So again, there's no rush here. We're taking our time with noticing our breath. Listening to the sound of our breath. And when you're ready, you're going to move into our dragon or low lunge flow. Inhale, reach both arms up. You can tuck the back toes if you wish. Exhale, plant the palms and straighten that front leg as you lower forehead to knee. Inhale, rebend into that front knee, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sweep the arms down, straightening into our half split. Lovely, one more. Working with that breath, movement, connection. And then we're going to heel toe that left foot out to the side. Really sinking the hips low as you gaze forward. You can stay here if you wish, or you might like to come into your baby dragon, lowering to the forearms. You can use a prop if you're lucky enough to have a bolster at home. It's really nice to lower the forearms onto a bolster. So we're really sinking deep, allowing the pelvis to just surrender to gravity here. Allowing the opportunity for baby to get into that optimal fetal position. And then exiting the shape with care. Removing the props to one side. Heel toe that left foot in. And then bring the legs and arms back to your tabletop position. Lovely. From here, we're going to tuck the toes under, sink the hips back to the heels, and we're going to bring chin to chest as you press into the floor, and it's as if we're in a cat back, scooping the tailbone under, and we're going to round forward to our tabletop position, nice neutral spine. Inhale here, gaze between the hands, and send the sit bones back to the heels. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding as you slowly bring the weight forward and moving into that neutral shape. Inhale, send the sit bones back to the heels. Exhale, rounding through your spine, pressing the floor away as you draw the heart forward. Lovely. From here, we're going to come into our swan or pigeon pose. So walking the hands forward slightly, we're going to bend that right knee, bring it forward and bring the left knee back. If you need support in this shape, so right heel towards the pubic bone, you can place a cushion or a block underneath your sit bones, and we're going to do that nice ripple effect. Inhale, gazing up slightly, exhale, folding down slightly. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, bowing forward, maybe Maybe forehead reaches towards the floor. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale, lift and lengthen, draw the shoulder blades together. And as you exhale this time, just creating a pillow in your hands maybe, resting the forehead down. If you have a bolster or a cushion, you might like to rest your elbows down. And just enjoy your breath here and directing the breath to the right outer hip. Well done. Stay connected to your breath. Lovely. And then when you're ready, just slowly pressing into the palms of your hands to rise back up, maybe removing any props. Bring right knee to meet the left. And we move to the opposite side. Left leg slides forward, bending at the knees, and then sliding the right knee back. Using support if you need it. We're gonna find length on the in-breath in your pigeon pose. Exhale, pressing down, maybe forehead comes towards the floor, and we're rising up on the in-breath. Out breath, slowly cascading forward. Inhale. So finding that nice fluidity along the spine. And then as you come down the next time, finding a pillow with the forearms or the hands. Maybe you're using a pillow. And breathing here. What do you notice as you breathe and rest in this shape? And then last conscious breath here before we bring the energy into the palms of the hands. Sliding that left leg back to meet the right. And again, option to wiggle out the hips. Do whatever movement you need to do before we slowly come down onto our side body. So again, if you have your props nearby, you can make yourself as warm and as cozy as possible. We're going to come into our final rest for side lying Shavasana. Bolster between the legs, pillow under the head, and just bringing your hand to your baby once again. Embracing that connection between your body and the earth beneath you. Feeling connected to your baby and any movements they make. Tuning into that connection of your breath as you move from inhale to exhale. Maybe becoming aware of the movement of your body as you move into that ebb and flow of your breath. You might like to repeat the mantra, I am calm and all is well. Perhaps linking it to your breath, breathing in, I am calm. Breathing out, all is well. And you're welcome to stay here in your side lying Shavasana. So when you're ready, you can start to externalize your awareness, noticing sounds inside and outside of the room, and bring awareness back into the physical body, wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe you'd like to yawn or come into a full body stretch. And when you're ready, pressing into the top hand, just slowly rise up to that comfortable seat. Hands together, heart center. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. I'm wishing you a happy and healthy week ahead. Take care.